Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. Please welcome my very special co-host, Val, from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. Hi, Val. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on your show, Jean. I really appreciate it. And I do really love our chats. So I'm looking forward to this.
So am I. So am I. I'm just really impressed with all of the information that is coming through and
Yeah.
how many people are becoming aware, having new awareness, and the clarity on the awareness that is out there, and that the ascension, and people are sometimes confused with the definition of ascension. And let me just actually, before we get started on the ascension, and we'll start with the definition, but Val, I want you to tell me a little bit about your classes that are coming up while we're waiting for some people to file in.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us what's
Great.
coming up.
All right. So January 25th, I have a meditation class. It's just a 1-day quick class where you connect with your guides and angels and actually start communicating. You start the connection and the dialogue. And it's not the old-fashioned meditation. It's pretty quick and easy. And I teach you that technique, how to get in that state where you can channel. And then February 15th, I've got the Akashic Record class. So yes, you really do walk away in like 2.5 hours. You will walk away knowing how to access the records. So it's pretty fun. I really enjoy that class. And then channeling, March 23rd. That's 3 classes of channeling, I believe, in that group of channeling. And I teach you how to channel any beings that you want, how to keep that channel clear, and bring in really solid information by really staying grounded. And then psychic mediumship, I teach with Allie of Heart and Soul Connected. So that's April 5th. So anyone interested, go to dragonflycrystals.store, not .com, it's .store. And you can go to book online tab and sign up for those. So they're pretty reasonably priced.
It's very exciting too, and it's a good way of getting practice in learning new modalities, even if you don't think you want to be a medium on the
Exactly.
YouTube or something. It really does help you to build your own awareness and to have your own experiences and to help others and to raise your vibration, to get to know, to connect with friends and people you may not know are in your area. It's a really it's multi. I'm sure that the content and the practice and the techniques are just superb. However, it's more than that. It's the energy of getting together and collaborating with others. I think it's a beautiful thing that you do. It's a lot of effort, Val. It's not easy attending to everybody's different needs and different questions, and putting together a program and facilitating that. So thank you for doing that. Thanks for being there and the whole community needs more and more classes and different ways of reaching out. And
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. We offer a lot of the great readers in our community offer wonderful classes, and scope that out. Go to the about page and get more information from each reader and see what they have to offer, because there are so many great classes out there. So I encourage you, shop around and see what tickles your fancy. And even if you're just doing your own practice with yourself, all these things help you so much to connect. Yeah.
They really do. They really do. It's and where you feel drawn, that's where you should go. Even if you don't think that that's something that you might be good at, but really just follow your instincts, follow the energy.
Yep.
And that's part of the training.
It is.
So I just want to say hello to a couple of people. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Jamie is here, Lois, Samantha, Miss Sherlock, KK, Heavenly Blessed Honey, Sonia. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And this will be a discussion format. And if you have comments like before, we'll pop those up and include you in the discussion as well. So first, I wanted to begin with the definition of ascension. And there's not just one definition. It is a multitude of different changes and happenings occurring simultaneously. And what my, just my basic definition to help people to understand is, people think ascension like, Christ ascending. It's not that. It's that we are ascending, and for me it's vibration and frequency, and it's the frequency is the rate at which the vibration is the energy, and so the rate of vibration is increasing, and it is ascending and allowing us to reach a new dimensional and a new energetic frequency and a new sort of dimension. So, and I just really try and keep it basic and simple, but it could mean so many different things. So what else is it for you, Val?
It is all that. And actually it is really, truly, basically, if you want to just pull all the illusion out of the way, it's you remembering who you are.
Good.
Boom. Simple. Yep. And what is the illusion? The mirrors to you, all that stuff that you create, you put in front of you, you create it so that you can trigger yourself into looking at those things inside of you that aren't true, that are illusionary ideas that limit you. Because what is the earth plane? It's all about limitation, judgment, doubt, the polarities. So just remembering who you are is the basic foundation of why we're here. But also that coalescing, that community, that unity of coming together, that is a really prime responsibility of each of us to realize in the one, we're all that one unit. And so don't look at somebody else and judge yourself against them. All these things kind of go in that ascension process, not to muddy the water, but it's remembering you're a God creator being down here for this experience to look at polarity and how you're going to work in that when you forget who you are.
So. Absolutely. And it's always been here, and we've always been this energetic being and this light vibration, soul essence. And yet now it seems like, oh, this is all new, but it's always been here, and we've been sort of clouded or veiled. They say the veil is thinning, and the remembering, and it's always been here. We've always been this. It's almost like the Dorothy's ruby slippers. You've always had the power, and we've always had this I guess sovereign state about who we are as an individual, and yet because of the dynamics and the conditioning of our society and what is acceptable out there, or what they say is acceptable, is really sort of falling away so that we have a clearer vision.
Yes, exactly. And it's funny. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We always had all this information. It's always been here. And just suddenly, as you shift, your awareness shifts from this higher frequency, you can see it. You can see it more clearly. And that's what it feels like as you go into the different levels of awareness till you get to that full level of multidimensional consciousness. In the meantime, you can still feel your multidimensionality. You can still channel. You can still jump up to 11th dimension. You can still do all this and have those experiences while you're on this journey. So that's kind of exciting. There is really no barrier between us and all the dimensions. It's just that dialing it in. And yeah.
So, and we ask if you want to participate. If there's something that we're talking about that you're just not, it doesn't make sense to you, or you don't understand it, or it's really not something that you have heard before, or I'm not, if you have a question about what we're discussing and how it pertains to you, feel free and make a comment and share. But just as long as it has to do with the topic here. But off topic, and I just wanted to say the shockwave, thank you very much for letting us know that Carter had passed at 100. Good for him. He reached 100.
Yes,
and bless his heart, right?
Yes, absolutely. And he was bound and determined to stick around as long as he could to see what was going to happen. But I absolutely love his beautiful soul energy. I mean, such a beautiful soul. So,
I mean, what president leaves the presidency and goes and works for Habitat for Humanity?
Only Jimmy Carter.
with the hammer. I mean, he did the work.
He put in the work. And Rosalind actually went with him, and she did work too. So they both were actually quite active in Habitat for Humanity for many years. So he was such a humble man and very heart-centered, and I love that about him. He remained in his home, his modest home, and never built another one, never moved. And it's just really just a regular house, just like the rest of us. So,
and it's not something that used to be. I think that it's the judge of character and what we prioritize instead of, well, let's not get into that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So KK mentioned, she said, yesterday I connected with my parents' feral barn cat and got him to come to me. I'm the first one to get to pet him, and he came up to me 5 different times throughout the day, all because I opened up my heart to him and allowed him the space to come to me. I'm so excited. He even gave me messages about some of the reasons he's been afraid. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I've told you before, you are an animal communicator like crazy. I mean, you've had this gift from, day one. So yes, there you are. I love that you're using it. I love it, because that is exactly what you did for him. And that was a beautiful healing experience for you and him together, having that beautiful connection. That just shows you how powerful we are when we open our heart space for, everyone.
So not to talk about a different conversation, but I was on with Terry holding your space, and we were talking about animals and they're ascending with us, or and how our pets are more intimate with us and more communicative. It's not the dog that you left outside and just fed once in a while. The dog is now in our home and in our bed and very much in our lives, much more than one. I guess the way the breeding went, the way they bred dogs, but and she said, one day they will be the leaders and we will not. And I said, Planet of the Apes.
Yes. I mean, it could come to that because, well, who knows? But I'm sure they have a planet where animals, I mean, look at the Lyrans. So there are species that are not, humanity. You have to realize there are a lot of types of entities out there, and some are like gelatinous beings. Some are, from the sea. So, I mean, just the other day, I heard that whales and porpoises are Pleiadian. So, there you go. Or from that planetary system.
It's it can affect many different things in many different areas, but also the I've seen a lot of videos where the like a moose would come up and talk to somebody by their car door, and the man's like, "Why is this moose coming to my car door?" And here the little baby is stuck in a mud, and the man had to go pull the baby out. I mean, I'm like, how? And it's on like people used to tell these stories, and they'd be like, "Nah, it couldn't have happened."
But they're on YouTube all over the place, Jean. I know I've seen them recently. How many times people have had to rescue animals where the mother comes and says, tries to get the person to follow, and they rescue them from a deer from being caught in barbed wire trying to go through a fence. The mother came and got the guy to come, and I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It is, and it's all part of Ascension. It's all part of the evolution. It's all part of us growing and becoming more telepathic as well. I think the telepathy between animal and human are increasing. Now we just got to get it human to human.
Exactly. Although my husband and I are pretty scary. We're like tied at the hip. I think he says it. I say it. I don't know if he thinks it too, but I can think of something and he'll go get it. He'll be out shopping and he'll pick it up and bring it home. Last night, no, the night before, we were driving back from Sacramento into Las Vegas, and we passed this one sign or this one building that we didn't realize had been built, and we say the name together. It was a new hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I look over at him and we're saying Henderson Hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I look at him and I say, you cannot make this up. We're going along silently, 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 hours and hours silently. I look up, I start to say it, and his mouth is saying the same words.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying that we are so telepathically connected. It's a little bit, yeah. We haven't gotten to the part where if I say, what am I thinking? No, we haven't tried it out.
Well, mind reading and telepathy is two different things.
That's true. That's what they say. But in the grand scheme of things, this is what I think about it. If I am saying in my mind, John, get me my peanut M&Ms, and he brings home peanut M&Ms, who am I to complain about whether it's telepathy or mind reading? I don't think he's reading my mind. I think he got my message. So not to put it too fine a point on it, but I think I sent it and he got it. He's a good receiver.
Right. That's really wonderful. That's really wonderful. Well, you were talking about limited thinking, and I think that a lot of this this ascension will be allowing us to get past the limited thinking, to think outside of the box, to understand that there's more than what we've been taught and what we've been told, and who we truly are, and what all the conditioning. And that's the limited thinking that we're talking about. We're not saying that anyone here is limited. I'm just saying that because of the societal constructs and just the, I mean, it's almost like this truth is coming out at the same time. And the truth is sort of revealing the conditioning that we've been taught all this time. And, but it allows us to release that limited thinking and to understand the truth of who we are. And then it allows us to explore, excel, and to develop that awareness. And it's all right here. This is where it all starts. It may be happening out here around us, but our job is right here. How about you, Val?
That's exactly right. And I always say the heart is the gateway to everything. And I call the heart our Holy Grail, because through this heart, you connect to your crown. You go up and connect to multidimensionality. Now, I don't mean that you can't just go up to your crown, but if you connect your heart while you're doing everything, this is this is the connection to the higher frequencies, because you're out of the intellect, you're in your emotional connection to everything. I don't know how to describe it, but it really is the gateway to everything through the heart. So I call it, and even my guides call it the Holy Grail. And the limited thinking that we have is it's a matrix concept. We created this game here designed in the way to limit ourselves so we could break out of that. And now, as our awareness is changing with the higher frequencies, of course, we're going, oh, that's not, oh, no, I'm not this limited. I'm not limited. I'm this and I'm that. I'm a sovereign being. And you're having all these awakenings and all these things happen around the world where people are seeing the construct of the game, of the matrix, and they don't have to be in that. They don't have to be in that design, that game. They don't have to be played by the game. They can be their own consciousness creating the reality that they want, basically. But yeah, limited thinking includes that ego mind. But the ego mind is part of you. It's a good thing, and it's there to help you because it teaches you the opposite. And that's what you need to go in and see the truth of who you really are, that none of that is you. You are already everything. But when you limit yourself, you start to realize, wait a minute, no, that doesn't feel right anymore. It's happening now. We're expanding so much in our awareness. We're starting to realize the old Adam and Eve story was a story, really. Well, I won't tell it here because it's out there, but these stories are really telling you part of the truth. Part of the truth. So eating the food, eating the apple is really dropping into this dialectic world where there's not the heaven on earth anymore. You have the dialectic things going on. But this is just something where we created this construct because we are not a victim to anything. We are the masters who created everything. We're the architect, the player, we're the creator. So there's no more victimhood or victim consciousness, and there's no limitation or doubt. It's just dropping the illusion of all of that. And even when your ego mind tells you something else, you go, oh, no, not buying into it. So what do you think, Jean?
Yeah, I think that we're moving into a more balanced, co-creative type of awareness, that the ego is in partnership with the spiritual, rather than the spiritual being 0.5% and the ego running 99%. It's going to be more in a balanced state, and we're going to be walking each step in conjunction with our spiritual guidance and our ego guidance as well, or awareness or thought process. This reality, as well as in this. And I truly believe this is the way we were always meant to be, and that the indigenous tribes lived this way. They lived listening to the earth, the rhythm, the harmony, the skies, their intuition, their guidance and the, connecting to the spiritual realm, especially, and also the ETs, the indigenous tribes connected to. And they walked in with sovereign reverence and with, honor and respect. And this is how we were always meant to be. And I don't know where I mean, people always say it's a different time where we fell off and got in the wrong direction, or was led astray. But it probably happened through many different points. But the wonderful thing is that we have this information age right here, and all of the information that it is just, I mean, don't you think that everybody's just shouting it from the mountaintops? Like, this is us. We're going through this. We're truly spiritual beings. Like, listen to your heart. And I see it everywhere now. And I'm just so grateful that I'm not the only one who can share this,
Absolutely. And I think you're right. People are absolutely screaming it from the mountaintops. This is happening, people. It's real. Finally, after all, when you're my age, you look back and you go, oh, yeah, harmonic convergence, blah, 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 blah. And you went through all these things. But now I know the difference. I know the difference between each era and each feeling and each time. I never felt it coming on back then. It was a nice energy and blah, blah, blah. But this is different. My guide started talking to me saying, look this is happening. The veil is going away, blah, 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 blah. This was several years ago. And that's how I ended up coming on YouTube. But I have to say, for all of us, this construct really is something that we created. No matter how limiting we designed it, it was so that we would fully become, we are creator gods in the making, in the training. And so how are we going to do that until we go through everything? So it really is a beautiful process, actually. And what I really wanted to say is, even our shadow side, whatever that may be while we're here, is us. Embrace it and take it in. The ego, the shadow side, it's all you, because essentially everything is all you. And if you start rejecting things, you're rejecting yourself. So remember, you are the whole of everything you see. Embrace it all. Because when you are assigning judgment or blame or any of that, you are essentially, that's a piece of you that you're rejecting. Reject. So you obviously don't want to do that. Because whole being in your sovereign state means that you are this neutral being who is in that beautiful light.
I think just the fact that we're human sort of allows us the flexibility of having flaws. And by having flaws, it allows us to learn. It allows us to trip and get back up again. It allows us to make mistakes and call people names, or say something about somebody that we didn't mean, or break up with somebody and we shouldn't have, or all of the mistakes that you and I have ever.
Shadow, don't judge it, because it's
it is there for our own growth, for our own awareness.
Don't blame yourself. Don't shame yourself. Don't. That's what it's all about. Let it show you and go, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And how you've overcome, and how you understand, and you gained a new perspective after making that mistake or saying that thing. I mean, we all have regrets. Nobody's perfect. Nobody does all the right things all the time. And we all have things that we regret, but it's there for us to learn from. And they, almost like it's like giving the the handbook to somebody else when you say, you know, I used to drink for 25 years and I was a real shit. And now that I'm not drinking, I can't believe all of those things I used to do. It's not me. I'm just saying, I think Jamie Curtis said this,
No,
and
but
she
yeah,
embraced her mistakes and honors them and puts them out there for everybody to know. Yes, this is me. Yes, and this is who I am. And now after I've done all that, I'm not going to shame myself because I've learned from it. And it was something that assisted me.
I love you saying that. And for me, I just want to say, I don't use mistakes. I don't say mistakes. And I don't say something's right. Even if your behavior was, I wanted to come in and find out what it was like to be a drunkard, or I wanted to take drugs, or and I experienced that. That's it. End of story. There isn't any judgment on it. There isn't any, there's nothing. You just experience it and now you're not. Okay. Right, wrong, no. Because when you start on those things, or you start on calling things mistakes, they were your greatest teachers and things. No, they were the perfect answer to you to go through that, so you could go, oh, so that's what it's like not to be a snarky, whatever. Now that I'm sober and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. It's not me. I'm talking about Jamie Curtis or whoever. Mm-hmm. But the point is that even judging yourself, saying a mistake is a mistake.
Right?
Like that. Because, yeah, even that, because that's, we're all perfect. We're right where we are. What we are going through, what we went through, everything got you to this moment. No matter what happens tomorrow, it's the perfect thing, whatever it is. So, yeah,
it allows us. Yeah, I'm sorry. It allows us that freedom too when we honor and we own up to it, and we say, now that we know better, we do better. It allows us that freedom. It doesn't have that emotional charge of shame or secrets or somebody finding it out. All of that is very heavy, negative, dense energy that we are holding on to that we don't want to reveal. But if we come right out and air it out and say, yeah, this is what I did. I was a real shit, and I wouldn't do it today, but I learned a lot from it. And I grew from it. And this is what brought me to my own awareness. This is what brought me to learn forgiveness for myself and for others. Now, when I see other people acting that way, I can give them grace and have compassion. I wouldn't condone it. I don't accept it, but it's a way, it's a perspective and a wisdom and a way for me to hold myself in non-judgmental field. And that's why I made those mistakes, so that now I can be non-judgmental for others.
And they say that those things, whatever you have gone through, become a teachable moment, just exactly as you explained, Jean, that you can assist others who are going through that same thing by holding the space for them and allowing them to see the light of who you are. And sometimes just that open-hearted acceptance of you in that situation, suddenly you see you're worth something and you stop doing whatever it is. But it's really just you holding the space for someone. And that's what you learn when you go through all these trials and tribulations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's also another thing that we sometimes tend to do is we think about the future, what's coming up, what's it going to be, and how things are going to be. Now, it's one thing to plan, it's one thing to hope or imagine, but it's really important to understand that who we are right now in this moment is so much more, not much more, but so powerful. And this is where our power is. This is where our ability to change, to develop, to experience is in this now moment. And when we think about 2025 and what's coming up when in 2030, and it's part of life, but you can't live out there. You have to keep living this life. You can't live anticipating what might be coming up in a few months.
And I think that's why my guides in particular don't talk that much about the future, only in broad terms of energy coming in, because we need to be in this now moment, living right now in this present. This is where the power is. This is where you're creating this exact space right here, right now. And that is how you can manifest your next moments, your next days. Yeah, that's how it is.
And it's a the mindset that we have right now. It's the intention of where we place our focus. I just had something that I saw that they said so many times, where you place your intention is what grows, and it's really important to remember that. And it's hard. I mean, it's important to have all, to be informed across the board, but where you focus most of your intention, if you're in that fear state, or if you're in that drama state, or if you're in that gossip state, or if you're in that, looking at everything that's wrong, focus on what you want to be going right in your life, what is going right in your life, but move to that gratitude of what we have right here, right now. The shirt that's on my back, and the earrings that I have in my ears, I'm grateful for. And like, it's really important to have balance. And this is keeps coming back for me, to have that, not to live in the future, not to live in the past, but to have this awareness of who I am here, because this is where your soul resides. And there is an energetic value, and there's an energetic power that is here, right now. And what you place your intention on right here, right now, will grow. And even more now that the frequencies are changing, this ability to manifest and to co-create, is so much more instantaneous. Where you were talking a little bit about that instant. Yep.
Yeah. The instantaneous things are absolutely going to be happening more and more. And that's why really manifesting in a conscious way is so important. But I wanted to talk, speaking to what you were just mentioning, I love it. I was listening to Robert Edward Grant in a video he just put out last night. And he said, I trying to fix things like water pollution in this place or that place. I tried for years, he said. I tried. But what I got was more places to have to fix, more, and nothing ever got done. And so he says, yeah, it came to me, that's not what you want to place your awareness on, because you get more of it. That's his beautiful way of just showing you, place it on what you want to bring in a positive way, not what you want to fix. We're not here to fix. This isn't a world that we're here to fix, because we're not going to fix it. It's designed to be this way. We're just going to be in this state of unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, meaning that blissful state of allowing everything to be as it is. Because at the end of the day, that's what you get more of. That's what you get more of. And if every single person out there was in this state, we'd have the heaven on earth like that. So that is
Be what you want to see in the world.
Yeah. You get to be right too. So however you're putting your awareness on, I mean, if you focus on, oh, this is wrong, or that's wrong, or that's, oh, I have to do, no, take a step back. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm so happy to have, this is wonderful. And that, oh, this ice cream's so good, whatever little, start small. I love the way this pen flows. Whatever. My stapler is the best stapler in the world. Whatever you have to do to start that dialogue of beautiful, positive things, the universe will bring you more of. Oh, she really likes those pens. Let's go. Whatever. It creates the momentum of powerful energy. And if you look, not to be talking about Robert Edward Grant over and over, but he's doing all these amazing explorations and new discoveries, like in Egypt, for instance. He's going all over the place. But how did that happen for him? He's only open to the flow of synchronicities and whatever's happening. He's not in that trying to fix it stuff. He's not, no. He's just letting it all flow, and he's staying neutral. He's working with whatever's in front of him. So, yeah, it's really a powerful thing if you just let, acceptance, exactly. Yeah, Lauren, I love my pen. It's got to be the right pen. It's got to be the right fatness. But I love my pen. But anyway, so the point, the point I was just really highlighting what you said is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having this in this now moment, having a mindset and an intention and an awareness and holding that frequency and vibration without the judgment. And you say, oh my gosh, Jean, there's so many balls up in the air. I can't manage getting day to day. How am I going to do this? It's one step at a time. Nobody's asking anybody, and I'm not, embodying all of these things. It's just a reminder of what's possible. It's a reminder of how the evolution and the ascension and the the growth and awareness will develop and can develop, or has developed and has been displayed to us. The example of what's possible, like Edward Grant, or what's his first name?
It's Robert Edward Grant.
Robert Grant. And so he's displaying or providing the example so that in our own way, and it's not that we have to emulate the exact process that he is, because we are all individuals and unique, but we all move in, it's like the consciousness of humanity is a mass. And then we, in this sea of consciousness, is an individual that expresses in a unique way. And it's all within this, all these different unique expressions of consciousness are in this big wave. And we are expressing it. It's all, and this is why they say that this awareness and this, we're going to be moving into a different frequency. And Val, you can talk, if you don't mind, talking about the DNA. I don't know. I can't speak to that, but this is going to allow us to see that our human mind is limited in a way that there is so much more going on in the universe that we just can't comprehend or apply because of what is being demanded of us here. And, all of these restrictions and rules and not rules and regulations, but, all of these mandates or this smallness that they're having us fit through, when really we are so much more, and there's so much more available to us. But all of this will be developing as the ascension and the evolution comes forward. But it also has to do with our DNA coming online or changing. How does that work?
It's absolutely true. So my guides have always been saying, and they point out when it's happening through a lot of this, and it is tied a lot to the astrological alignments. They are bringing in all kinds of energetic packets of information and there are people here that come into your awareness that unlock those keys to your DNA, the junk strands, and upgrading the DNA you do have. And so much of this is happening not all at once, a little by little as it's happening. You're gaining more and more awareness and coming online, like those time slips and all those different things, all those multi-dimensional facets are showing up. And you wonder why. Well, it is a whole bunch of processes happening at one time, but your DNA is a very significant, powerful part of this. So there are people here on the planet that are here to shift your DNA. There are people that are hooked into a certain type of energy, and that energy comes through them, and it just triggers your DNA. It could be just from watching someone online, or doing a certain meditation from someone online or in person. But these things will come in front of you. You don't have to sweat it. It'll be presented to you when you're ready and when it's the right timing. And yeah, so when these astrological timings happen, and there are a lot of them in 2025, open up and say, okay, I'm open to, however much is for my highest good of this ascension process, my DNA transformation. Those junk strands are not junk strands of DNA.
Mhm.
So
And
just all of that.
I love the way you say it. It's going to happen bit by bit. And, along with every full moon, along with every solar flare, along with every, major planet moving into a new sign. And, it's really incremental, and it's really moving at what we think is a snail's pace. But when you look at the time involved, it's happening really quickly when we look back at it. It's really important. Anybody that is interested in writing or writing a book or recording for themselves, it's important for you to record your experience, because for posterity, when people look back and say, how did humanity, what were people thinking when they were going through this evolution and this ascension? It's important for us to have our own accounts and our own happenings. And just like KK talked to that cat, that expanded, and it made her see and feel the power of her own soul, her own soul's vibration connecting with the soul of the cat, and the vibration and the awareness and the perspective that she gained. And it's incremental, but with each essence, with each awareness, with each when we have an epiphany, like, oh, I never thought of it that way. That makes so, it really does help to enlighten us and to help us to grow and expand. Thank you very much, Sonia. And it's important to remember that when we're going through this incremental, it's really important for us to be gentle and kind and sort of fluid with the changes, and try not to have too much expectation of what it could look like, because we're each individual and
Because you
unique.
don't know. Just let it happen how it happens. Everyone is an individual. You won't know how it's going to show up for you. And I love, Jean, what you said about trying things out, like KK reading, opening her heart to the cat and connecting. This is exactly what I am really impressed to say now, and that is try new things out. I've never been able to channel. Yes, channel now. Open up, connect to your guides. Oh, I've never connected. Yes, you can connect. Try all these new, and you're going to go, oh, I connected. I got a message. Yes, all these things. Limitation is out the window. So this is something for you to open up. Try all these new things. They don't cost money. Try them all. They're free. Open your heart up. Do all these things. You can do it from your living room. So, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the last points that I wanted to make today, Val, is, and I know the answer to this question, but I wanted to see how you would present it to us. But who is responsible for our happiness?
We are responsible for our happiness. No one else. If you married somebody because you thought they'll make me happy, no, you're not going to be happy then, because you can't sell your power and say, here's my happiness power. Can you do something with that and help me to be no, it's not going to work. Here's the thing. You have to be happy with yourself. You have to sit down in your own energy and enjoy being just in harmonically in your own space and go, man, this is good. I really like spending time with myself. This is your happy place. And when more community is involved, enjoy that too. Enjoy those times. But you still have that beautiful energy of being in your own space. More happiness will flow to you, and you'll have to have an appointment calendar for all the things. Because people vibe that energy of somebody in that sovereign beauty and appreciation of their own soul, their own energy and light is like nectar. Hello, it like turns a switch on. It's like energetically, I want to be around that person. Yeah. So that's how it works energetically.
And it's we're not saying sunshine and rainbows and lollipops 24/7. We understand that we have lives, we have stressors, we have jobs, we have things that cause us to have other feelings. But it's important that we carry this confidence and this light of our own sovereign being, that we are we essentially are a happy person, that we are essentially, that it's a choice for us and nobody else can dictate our happiness. We can be let down, we can have emotions, we can be disappointed, we can be angry, but with all that, we maintain this assurance of who we are. And nobody can take that strength and that confidence or that empowerment away from us. And this is the happiness and the contentment of I'll be okay no matter what happens, and everything's going to be all right in the end. Just a general sense of security. And even though it seems like things are crumbling down around us, there's a place of compassion that we watch this with, but we don't absorb it. And it's important to have a place of observation and not owning it. And it's a real fine line. I don't know if you can talk about that.
It is a fine line, but I have to say that if somebody is making you angry, you've got to go back to yourself and see what you're angry about for yourself. Because basically you're going to be angry you created that situation, or you're going to be angry. It's going to be you. It's triggered by you making that trigger for yourself to see. So any of those things that happen, any of those emotions and things that Jean mentioned, is for you to go look inside, not to react to, but to look inside and clear it up, because that's what it's for. It's for that growth, that soul growth. And be thankful it happened so that you could have that experience. So even though you're going along having regular life happen, and your family is one of the best triggers. So you have these things happen and you go, oh, yeah. And you feel it and and you kind of address it. You address what it is that you need to look at inside. But don't get caught up in the emotional drama of it. Go, oh man, that triggered me. Okay, what do I have to look at? That's kind of the elevated view of you're ascending, your perspective's getting broader, but you're still having your little triggers every day or things every so often. You instead of getting engaged in the drama of it, you go, oh, you say inside, oh, that triggered me. And then you take care of it inside.
And,
so that's the difference. Yeah.
When we have the feelings come up of either anger or sorrow or frustration, or, it's important to feel them, vent them, let it out, understand why it is, and then move on. Don't carry them.
No, do not stuff them down. It is a normal thing. Vent it out, not to the other person. Vent it out and get it out there. It is for you to express it, feel it, and then let it flow out. Just get rid, it's going to leave you because you've expended it in your own environment, not in front of because that would create more drama if you did that, because what that does is create an energetic cord between you and that person, and it makes it even bigger. It amps it up. That's why you just experience everything. Never hold your emotion in to yourself. Go home, cry, go home, shout, whatever you need to do, express yourself fully, write it down, whatever makes you feel it. Because we are allowed to feel what we feel. And we're
Don't become
validating
it.
ourselves.
Don't become it,
Don't become.
Yeah. And manage your expectations. Jill says, rethink your expectations. And que sera, sera, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
will be, will be.
That's
And
exactly.
what we will be a constant and a force and a strength and a light through all of these, and we're not judging. We're not, it's just, this is part of the ascension. This is part of
This
the
is,
awareness. This is part of the evolution. This is part of the, crumbling down of all of those false constructs
yeah,
around us that
exactly.
we're
Because
just.
we're all doing this. We're all going through this. There is no, this is our way, our method during Earth School to experience this whole thing. We're all doing the same thing, doing this. But so, however that works for you, we're just giving you a recipe or a book, a window into how to cope and work your way through all these things. It's not like triggering stops. Like if you're perfect, no, it hasn't stopped for me. I mean, I got triggered visiting my son just one time uh, for a short moment, and then it was gone. So it's just one of those things that you're going to have these things. It's like you're testing yourself. How are you gonna express this? How are you gonna feel about this? And the clearer you are, the more you're coming from your soul. You're feeling from your soul. You're moving from your soul. And that feels pretty good and honest. Like even if you got triggered and somebody questioned you, well, what's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. And you just tell them what it feels like from your soul. Not blaming, not shaming, but you just say it. That is a beautiful healing thing.
Mm-hmm.
So those are things, that are good to remember.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that, Val. It's a part of it, when we connect to our spiritual, higher vibrational, spiritual soul essence, our angels, our guides and loved ones that are in that other dimension, in a different vibration. It allows us to rise above the pettiness that is here, and you'll find that you start rising above and above, and you'll be down. You'll be like, oh, there's that pettiness. Okay, and it's a balance. We're
It
not ever
is.
gonna, as long as
You're
we're on
going to
this
feel
earth.
these things. The ego is part of you. You're going to feel the pettiness. You might hear a judgment, and you just don't have to engage. The petty. It's not like you're not going to go. Oh, and feel a petty. Yeah, you are, but you're not going to like embody it. You're not. It's just going to be a flitting thought instead of a. Oh yeah.
You'll come back to that spiritual essence of our own self. This is the
Exactly.
strength that we build when we take these classes, when we connect and do meditations, when we do mediumship, or whatever, spiritual healing, or whatever it is that we do, or whether you pull tarot cards or read oracle cards. This is the strength that we're building when we do our auric field and our chakra balancing. This is
Mhm.
the strength that we're building in order to come back to this and
Yeah.
to raise that vibration, so that we have something to come back to, so that we build that strength and that light that's inside of us. Well, I want to respect Val's time here, but Val, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up that we didn't talk about today? Um, and
Just
thank you, everybody that's
yeah,
participating. I
thank
loved
you.
all the comments.
Yeah, great comments. Just that 2025 is going to be a very, very accelerated growth, and what that's going to feel like could be pockets of being stressed and then expanded, stretched. I mean, tightened and constricted and expanded. So you might experience the stress points and then the expansion, stress points and expansion during this chaotic year coming up. And so just be prepared for your own way of, oh, I know what this is. I'm in a stress point. You know, I'm at this constricted point where I'm getting a little overwhelmed, or I'm getting triggered by things, or I feel like the whole world's on my shoulders, or whatever that's just one of those you've accepted, and tons of energy, tons of shifting has come to you, and now you have to integrate it. That's what's happening when you're feeling in that place. Just breathe through it, and drink a lot of water, do your things, whatever they are, walking or meditation, and do the chakra alignments and clearings, whatever it is that you discover for you that works, because the next minute you turn around, the new expansion will be coming. And then you're going to have another flood of unbelievable amounts of energy. And then you're going to have to integrate again. So be aware. Be aware. Know it's
I heard
coming.
it's our training ground.
Exactly.
It's a great,
because all of you are being called online now to help everyone. This is not a drill, folks. It is not a drill. You are here to help everyone. Help everyone understand what's going on, and hold that space of light for everyone by you loving yourself and being in that beautiful soul energy that you are. Because then they'll go, oh, what's she doing? What's he doing? I want some of that. But anyway, so this is not a drill. You're in it.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Val. I appreciate you saying that, and your wisdom and your time. And I appreciate everybody being here, all of your participation. Thank you all very much for being here. And all of those who are watching later, if you have any questions or points that you want us to talk about next time, please do drop it in the comment section below after the show. We really appreciate all of that. And Val, do you have another show that is coming up that you wanted to let us know about?
Not really.
Okay.
I think I have Sisters. Yeah, Sisters of the Mystical Tarot on Wednesday. I have things myself that I'm doing, but I'm just not prepared about what date it's going to go on.
Pop up. Yeah. It's pop-up week.
It'll be a pop-up. It'll be a pop-up, everyone. So, yeah.
Yep. I'll be on with the Psychic Triad on Friday, and looking forward to that. And so, and I might be doing some pop-ups, some solos and things like that as well.
You do readings and things for people, right?
Yes, I offer private readings, and I have a special going on right now. I don't know if I could bring that up. Let me see if I can bring that up really quick, because it's so cute. I worked on it. I have to say, I am not a present screen share. I'm not a graphic artist, and there's my offer. Whoop, whoop. It's a winter special offer. It's $55 for a 45-minute reading, and you can arrange your personalized custom psychic medium reading. But the offer, it expires on the 31st, but you can schedule it at any time. You can schedule it all through January into February. So,
as long as you do it by 12/31.
Yeah. It'll be available to book through the 31st, but you can schedule it any time, which a lot of people do. A lot of people, like, they'll get 2 or 3 of them. They'll schedule them.
I mean, sometimes that's a good deal. You might want, through this year, you might want to get a few of those.
And they buy them for friends and stuff. Yeah. So,
but you might want to get one for yourself later on and check on
Yeah.
what's going on. But
Yeah.
so do you have any classes or anything like that coming up?
I do not. I'm working on developing a Zoom gathering that we
Mhm.
can have like a question and answer, not readings, but more of like a question and answer and a gathering to talk more one-on-one so people can participate and chat together.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
then see where it goes. I'd like to also offer. I have some things that I'm working on for 2025. So
Oh,
stay tuned.
yay,
And
there's something to look forward to.
but
Okay.
thanks for asking, Val.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.